building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.
Exactly. Yeah.
The beauty of mediumship, and I love that I've been able to tap into that, because I've been able to tap in people who don't elevate. Everyone thinks like people die and then they elevate and they're all these. No, I'm like, no, people are petty as fuck. People, some souls don't go to the next level. They're just chilling,
Yeah.
mad about some bullshit on this life, and they have not crossed over. You know how many past loved ones and came through asking about some fucking shoes or some watches or something like that? It's like, that's the first thing you're telling me to tell your person? It's like, and I say the truth. A lot of these mediums, I think they just translate it to, oh yeah, they're so proud of you, and they love you. And I'm like, no, they're asking you what the fuck was wrong with the funeral. What did you guys do at the funeral? And then they'll be like, oh my God, yeah, people were fighting at the funeral. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're pissed. Your person is pissed right now. Some of these old ladies are pissed. I'm like, what is this crossover to ascension? Because some of these people didn't get the memo. I'm like,
that's funny.
It's quite a path, but I'm like, yeah, somebody's lying. Like, there's a lot of people that are lying on this path, because I have not seen all elevated. Everyone is like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, look, if that's what you're coming, that's probably not what they're going to say. I'm going to try to give you it as best as I can. And some of these people are fucking petty. And I'm just
right.
Like, really? You're that mad? Yes, this person is that mad. I specifically remember this old man and his daughter was on there, and he loved that daughter. But the second she mentioned the sister and was like, does he have a message for the sister? He called her an ass kisser. And I was like, ooh. I said, is the sister an ass kisser? Because that's what I heard. And she started laughing and she was rolling. And I was like, well, there was your answer. It's like, okay, Dad, okay.
Now, how long have you been kind of playing around with your mediumship gifts?
I started playing around with them in 2020, around the summer of 2020. And I wanted to connect with my dad. My dad's been passed on for, I want to say 13, 14 years now. And I wanted to connect with him. And so I was just like, okay, let me see. I remember kind of like hearing and feeling spirits when I was younger, like little. I remember seeing, I have the lovely gift of seeing shadow people. And, but when I was a kid, I was very terrified of that. I thought it was like demons. Made me think. But I just happen to see people that are stuck. They're stuck in a very, not so nice state when they've crossed over. So I was just like, let me see, was I imagining it, or was it something that I really, really experienced? And so I just started going through the different kind of techniques. You really sit with yourself and asking questions. And then, luckily in 2019, I had started my Facebook group. So luckily I had a lot of people around me, approved readers of mine in there. And we just were testing on each other, testing on ourselves. And it just picking up on people's past loved ones. And it was just like, it was like trippy. It was like, and then it started happening on my lives where I'm like, who is this old lady? Like, who is this person with glasses? And someone would be like, oh my God, that's my grandma. And it would be very specific things that they would be telling me. And I would be like, okay, who is this person? Because someone's coming through. And then people would be like, oh my God, that's my person. And so I'm like, oh shit, okay, let's play with this a little bit more. And then the more I looked into it, like I went and watched, I can't even tell you how many hours of John Holland and John Edwards and, all of the big ones to kind of see, okay, let me like really look at it. And then I started to develop my own mediumship class to help others. And when I was doing that, all the research to put that together really helped me open up. And it's really we all have the gift. Nobody is not gifted enough to speak.
Right.
We all have the ability to open it, but it's getting past your ego to believe what you're seeing. So when they
Exactly.
passed on, normally they've already been giving you signs, but you're not paying attention, you know? The thing is asking, okay, mom, if you know you're here, show me something. It might take a little bit, but she's asked. People normally just say, show me. And I'm like, no, say something specific. That only you
Yeah.
and that person know. And
Yeah.
then wait for it. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be something like that where you're like
Mhm.
seeing this particular number or this particular thing. I lost a daughter when I was 15. And
Oh.
when I was pregnant with her, it's this crazy thing. I was in the early stages of pregnancy. This butterfly kind of fluttered in front of me, and I love butterflies. This blue one
Mhm.
fluttered in front of me and died right in front of me and fell on the floor. And I was just like, "Oh my God, what the fuck happened?" The butterfly.
Oh,
But
yeah.
every time I see butterflies, that is a symbol from her letting me know she's around, that her spirit is around me.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's just trying to understand the language of people who have passed on. Everyone wants to hear the voice of them and see them in front of them.
Mhm.
And not everyone has that ability. I don't see ghosts, like they don't just pop up in front of me like that.
Mhm.
But if I close my eyes, sometimes I can get the visual. They can give me like the visual. And sometimes
Yeah.
it's just, they'll show me a particular part of their clothes or the glasses, or they'll give me like this older
Mhm.
man, or they'll give me an accent sometimes. And I'm like, do they speak
Yeah.
a different language? But it's
That's
just
cool.
opening up and playing with it and playing with it. And most likely, you've already been getting the information. Most likely, you've
Yeah.
already been hearing it. It's just we if you think everything's from spirit, then that's all you get. But if you open it and like, okay, let me see whose angels are speaking, or who's this person? Because sometimes it's spirit guides that come through, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
oh, that's your spirit guide. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like I don't know if I can distinguish that just yet. I don't know if that's my gift or if that's something I just had to practice with a little more.
yeah.
But I usually just hear it's more so like it's more like my own voice, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like directing me to say certain things.
Right, right, right,
So, and then every now and then I will get like an image of something, but
right.
yeah,
It
that is
is.
interesting.
Well, for me, it comes in my voice. It'll be my voice. Um,
Mhm.
but I will, it's different from, so it's different when I feel like angel presence, because they won't come in and just be like, yeah, this is Archangel Michael. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's like
Mhm.
more just I feel the angelic presence around.
Yeah.
Um, when the past loved one comes in, it's crazy because I kind of connect a little bit different. Most people that I've come across, they connect and they get chills and shit. I don't get chills when energies come in. Like nothing really
Okay.
fluctuates. The only time something changes is when ancestor energy is in, because so many, it'll warm up for me and I'll start to get very, very hot.
Yeah, now I do feel that. I never really sometimes I feel like it's more so like I'm being watched, but I don't know by who. But I have
Mm,
felt like warm spots come over me all of a sudden. And it's like
right,
the air conditioning is on and I'm like, I don't know what this is. You know, but it's like a warm spot. So
right. And that
yeah.
that has come from me just learning that it's ancestors. Now, my ancestors, my team doesn't come in like that a lot. It's other people's team that comes in that warms up. So when I feel
Mm,
that when I'm reading, I'm like, oh yeah, your ancestors are in. And normally they're like really trying to make the point come across, like, hey,
okay.
we need them to hear this. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is the
Yeah. That's
this is the message.
cool.
Because some of them come in a little forceful too. Some of them come in a little like, okay, I got you. I'm delivering the message. So it's, yeah, it's really distinguishing and learning to distinguish the different. And so one of the techniques that I do in my class is sitting with spirit. So it's like today, 5 minutes a day. Today I want to just sit with my spirit team, see how that feels, what changes when you're talking
Mhm.
or connecting. Let's say, okay, tomorrow I want to do angels. All right, angels, let's see. Does anything shift? Does anything change? And then creating your journal to kind of journal and go through it. Ancestors.
Mhm.
Okay, answers. Let me see how this feels. You will start to distinguish the difference between the energies. And then if you have someone that has a past loved one that you can experiment with that you don't know about, you want it to be someone that you don't know about, because
Mhm.
then when you're getting stuff, you can get the confirmation. Not, did I make this up? You know, man, I know this person. Did I make this up? So if you have some people that they're willing to let you test, and I'm sure you got a lot of people that will let you test it out, right? Because and then you just literally don't doubt what you're hearing or seeing. If you see a frog, be like, I don't know why I'm seeing a frog, but I'm seeing a frog. And you'll be surprised. They'll be like, oh my God, we used to watch this cartoon with a fucking frog. It was my grandpa. And I'm like,
okay. Right. Yep. Okay, it's so crazy how those confirmations come in.
And then you can keep going with that. And the more, you know, the more you test it, really it's like everything that we do. It is just practicing and building the thing that stops us is our doubt that we're going to say something wrong, the fear that we're not going to get it. So you play around with that, you're going to be like, oh shit, I've been like fucking hearing these people.
Right.
I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.